America. Fuck yeah. This movie's awesome.
Team America.
Team America, directed by Trey Parker and written by Trey Parker, starring Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, comes this politically incorrect film that came out in 2004, like right before the election. And this movie has some, political messages behind it. It's basically about this team of puppets. It's all puppets, like 2 feet tall puppets on strings. You can see the strings throughout the movie. They do a good job hiding some of them, but they can't help it. You're going to see it. So don't let it bother you. This movie is not serious at all, but serious at the same time, and I love it. But anyways, let's get back to the synopsis. It's about the world police. It's this team that takes care of terrorists and for America's sake, and they're the world police. That's all they gotta do. They gotta fight terrorists. Basically, the idea behind this film, according to Trey Parker and Matt Stone, was they wanted to take all those stupid cliche, save the world, action movies, and just make fun of them. Like, make a serious puppet film with every little cliche and moment that you see in those movies. Every line you hear, every little character arc you see, every character that's in them, and put them in this movie, but make them puppets. It's the same movie as all those other movies, like Armageddon and, all of them. Just in this movie, like a Brockenheimer film. Is that his last name? The director who made those movies. Make it like one of those movies, but make it puppets. See if you can take it serious. And it makes you wonder, like, how funny would it be to watch, like, Armageddon, same shit, same lines, everything, but puppets. Would you still take it serious? And that's basically the idea that made this movie. It's like, let's do like an Armageddon movie, but just make it puppets. Take all that cliche, corny shit, put it in here. And it's hilarious. The whole fucking movie is hilarious. Every scene makes me smile and laugh. It's hilarious. If you're easy to laugh, you're gonna crack up and your sides are gonna hurt. This is a movie where everything, like with the characters surrounding them, everything's serious. Like their situation, it's serious to them. But you as the audience don't take anything serious because it's puppets. It's hilarious. There are no cons, no negatives I have for this movie. None. So let's just go over all the things that I loved. So let's get into it. Like I said, this movie is basically a spoof of action movies, and they even take a line from Armageddon, like, it's basically all the worst parts of the Bible. They take that line from that movie and they throw it in here. I love that they keep like saying this joke about like 9/11. They're like, it's gonna be like, the damage is gonna be like 9/11 times 1,000. They're like, oh my god, that's right. 911,000 or something. They just keep doing all this math. This movie is basically, it qualifies as a musical. There's at least like 6 song numbers, and they're all hilarious. My favorite one is probably the country sounding one, like, what would you do? And it's like, freedom isn't free, it costs $1.05. It's just so random, and I love it. It's hilarious. And there's even a song about how everyone just has AIDS. Your mom, your sister, your dog, the Pope, everybody has AIDS. Just like in South Park, I love that Trey Parker, Matt Stone, they basically do 90% of the voices, and there's a lot of characters, and they voice like all of them except for a few women. One thing you have to admit, even if you don't like this movie, is that the set designs are fucking amazing. The fact that everything has to be miniaturized, like everything's miniature. We got these dolls, I think in real life, are like 1.5, 2 feet tall maybe, and everything's miniaturized, like their belt buckles are basically like quarters. And you see like this one woman like holding a basket of goldfish. It's just, it's fun to watch it a second time, just to look at all the like set designs, and they build all these sets and get real creative just to blow it up. Like the set designs for this puppet movie are amazing. And since it's a puppet movie, you have to admit, like the action pieces in this film, pretty damn decent. You got plenty of shootouts and car chases, things exploding, aerial, like, just planes crash into each other, explosions everywhere, people being eaten by catfish. It's just awesome. I just love this movie so much. The foreign gibberish, whether it be like Russians or the Arabic people, they say like Durka Durka and Muhammad Jilad or whatever. It's just hilarious. It's not PC at all. So if you're just a PC snowflake, this movie's gonna tear your world up. It's gonna make you crawl into your safe space. Do not watch this movie then. But this movie is fucking hilarious.
Hakka sherpa sherpa, a bacala.
Oh, Durka Durka Durka.
Oh, Durka Durka Durka. He's going down Bakalaka Street. I love this movie. I think it's smart that they crop the legs out, because the legs, they don't walk at all. They kind of like drag. So they crop the legs out throughout most of the film, but anytime you do see the legs, they're being shown for comedic purposes. Just seeing them like hop around like puppets. This movie is how the Happy Time Murders movie should have been made. Alright, it would have been way funnier. That movie sucked. They should have hired Matt Stone and Trey Parker to write that movie. I like that the Team America's base is basically like the Batcave. It's another beautiful set design. I like that it's in Mount Rushmore. And it's supposed to be a secret base, but then later on, like, everybody's protesting outside of it, even Michael Moore. And I love that they poke fun at Michael Moore, that fat socialist piece of shit. They have him basically become a suicide bomber. And I love how he's like stuffing a hot dog down his face just to make, they're making fun of him because he's just, like I said, a fat socialist piece of crap. And he's like, break it down! We gotta tear it all down! I love that Kim Jong-il's, is it ill? Yeah. Kim Jong-il in this movie, he's the bad guy. And I love that his voice is the City Walk person from South Park. So we got a familiar South Park voice in this movie, and I love it. And how every L is an R sound. So yeah, like I said, it's not too PC. They do make fun of different cultures. The plastic surgery, they have to make him look like someone who's Muslim, and they just like paint some of his face orange, and it looks like they just glue pubes to his face. It's horrible, but it's funny. And probably one of my favorite jokes is when Spotsworth is like, now, if you get captured, you're probably going to want to take your own life. Here, take this. And he hands him a hammer. It's like, why not a gun? You're going to kill yourself with a hammer? That's a horrible way to go. And I like when he's at the bar later on, like drinking, like on the brink of suicide. It's not even like shown. It's kind of like hidden there. You blink, you miss it. It's on the counter, the hammer, just sitting there. I never even realized that until this viewing. And I've seen this movie like 30 times. I like how one of the terrorists has a big white fuzzy Lincoln-like hat. It's like straight from the 70s. I don't know what the fuck kind of hat that is. It was weird. I thought that was funny. This movie is just hilarious. I'm gonna spoil everything. So I'm not gonna spoil all the jokes. Watch this movie. But another joke that just had me rolling was when they're chasing the Jeep full of terrorists, and one of them is Gary Johnson, the spy, the actor who's spying on the terrorist. He's giving them their signal, like, it's me, and it's like, what's he saying? It looks like he's saying, kiss me, smart ass motherfucker. That scene always has me rolling. Just the fact that they don't realize that that's their pal that's spying on these terrorists for them that they just saw a few minutes ago. I can't get enough of it. It's too hilarious. I love how every time they save the day, they basically blow up half the city. They blow up half of Paris and then Cairo. It's like, we saved the day, but we caused $1 billion in damage. I love that this movie pokes fun at all the actors back then and today, still going on today, that act so political, and they think that whatever they read in the newspaper and repeat later on in TV or in like a interview is like their own formulated opinion, but they're just talking heads. I love that we get to see this movie make fun of like Alec Baldwin, Liv Tyler, Susan Sarandon, Martin Sheen, all of them, Samuel Jackson, all these political talking heads that just act like they're so fucking politically smart, but they're not. No one gives a fuck what you say, just act in movies. But I love that their organization is called the Film Actors Guild, and it's an acronym, and when you see the acronym, it's FAG, Film Actors Guild. So it basically says like, Alec Baldwin, fag. One of my favorite insults, I don't get to use it enough in real life because I never have a situation to say it, but I always want to say this to somebody, and that is, if you blah 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 again, I'm going to rip your balls off and shove them up your ass, so the next time you shit on your balls! Another thing I probably will never get to say is, I promise I will never die. I love that scene. This woman's like, I'll make love to you if you promise me you'll never die, because her last boyfriend died. And he's like, I promise I'll never die.
I promise I will never die.
And then we get this hilarious sex scene. I saw the unrated version. So they end up pissing and shitting on each other's faces, and they don't even flinch or blink. Piss is clearly hitting his eye. And I love how they don't even have dicks or genitals at all. It's just two Barbie dolls fucking for a whole minute and a half. It's pretty long. Don't watch this with your family. I love how later on, when they're in the firefight in the sky, they're all like talking to each other through their walkie-talkies and earpieces about personal drama. Like there's nothing going on around them that's more important to focus on. They're just talking about their own personal drama in their lives. I heard that Kim Jong-il like loves movies. He's like a very like passionate movie person. He like makes his own movies. I wonder if he's seen this, because this movie pokes fun at his dad tremendously. his dad's in this movie, and he's singing songs like Ronri. There's this whole song about how he's a loner and basically a wimp. I just wonder if Kim Jong-il has ever, or Il's dead, if Kim Jong-un watches this movie and what he thinks of it. There's a puke scene in this movie where Gary Johnson is puking, and this scene scarred me as a child. It's something I saw for a brief moment on television one day. I never knew what movie it was from until later on. But this is the scene that has permanently scarred me as a child, that it terrified me of puking. I thought I was going to die, because it looks like he dies in this movie. He pukes like more than what his body could possibly hold out on the floor. It's ridiculous. But that's what this movie goes for. It's ridiculous. But it scared the shit out of me. That's why I have, like, omatophobia. Is that what it's called? Fear of puking? I have, like, a fear of puking because of this fucking movie. I love how Gary has pictures of him and Lisa that aren't possible. Like, Laurie Strode in Halloween 4, there's that picture of her, like, sitting on the stoop waiting for Annie to pick her up. It's like, that picture's not possible. Nobody was there to take that picture. Same thing in this movie, but it's allowed because, like I said, it's all corny. And I think maybe they were doing that on purpose, because it has to be. They're poking fun at movies like Halloween 4 that do this, where there's pictures, and it's like, that's not possible. No one was there to take that pictures. Like, pictures of Gary and Lisa before they had sex, when they were by themselves. No one took that picture. I love how Spotsworth, his tie is windblown. Like, it's, like, stuck behind his shoulder, like, in the air. Like, it's just stuck. I thought that was funny. And the ticking clock. This movie makes fun of another stupid cliche in a lot of action movies, where the big evil plan has a clock to it. It's like, we can't just blow up the world right now. We have to give you 5 minutes to stop me. It's like, it's stupid. But this movie makes fun of that, and I like that they did that. And this movie has gory deaths. It's a freaking comedy with puppets, and these puppets die in gory, gruesome ways. Sliced in half, face kicked off, eaten by cats. It's gory. It gets there. You know, like a whole Kill Bill, got a whole Kill Bill reference in here. The Kill Bill music, samurai sword fights. I can go on and on. I love this movie. Here's another little thing. They purposely do this because why else does this happen? Tim Robbins gets set on fire. The puppet of Tim Robbins, and it looks like a body double. It's a puppet. You don't need a double. It looks like a fire stunt double for Tim Robbins' puppet. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice that until this viewing, so I was like, that's hilarious. Another little subtle joke. You don't even catch it on the first viewing. The montage song. This is something I made fun of in the new Robin Hood movie that came out last year. There was like that montage. It was so cheesy. Something that's made fun of in this movie is the whole montage thing, where the main actor has to, like, do all these things and, you know, just explain how they get the skill set to do this later on. And I love it in this movie. They ripped a song from South Park and put it in here. But that's another thing I love about this movie, is the montage song. And there's Star Wars references. There's the Mission Impossible reference where Gary's wearing somebody else's face, rips it off. And I like that. Another little cliche they make fun of is the multiple angle explosion thing, where if there's an explosion in a movie, they have to, like, repeat it from, like, different angles. Like, from here, explosion from here, and there, up above. They do it here with Alec Baldwin's head being blown up from, like, 4 different angles. I thought it was odd that Spotworth is able to hack the monitors at this event after Kim Jong-il is dead. But he could have just hacked it before he was killed by Team America to warn everybody of Kim Jong-il's plan. So why didn't he hack it sooner? That was just a little nitpick. But yeah, I could just go on. I love this movie. It's hilarious. That's what it's supposed to be. This movie is awesome. The characters, they're fleshed out. These characters are likable. I love them all. It's a shame we never got a part 2. I heard it was because this movie was so incredibly hard to make that they never made a second one. But I love this movie to death. When it comes to Team America, this movie is a comedy masterpiece. And those are my thoughts on Team America. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments below. If you've seen it before, what's your favorite joke from this movie? Put it in the comments below. Hit this like button over here. And follow me on social media if you would like. And become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds to see more. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.